Right, welcome guys, welcome. We are about to go back into RazorWealth and just prepare it for the coming sieges with our new group of 7 dwarfs who are very, very unhappy. Right at the very, very bottom here. We've had carnage as soon as we walked in. We've lost one of our dogs already, so we've actually got, and we've got basically all of the carnage from the original siege that we have to somehow contend with. So we are slowly just sort of building things back up sort of to where it was, and I don't even know if today we'll actually get much done more than sort of where we were last time. What I will do though is I will just come back down. I was thinking if I can set up my everything the way that it's supposed to be. Like I've set up my steel industry and also some of the other sort of like basic stockpiles. We're just going to do that before we actually, I was going to do this one and not actually have it, I was going to do this like before I started to record, but anyway, I forgot to do it and I've just noticed it now, so I'm just going to go back in and just quickly sort of load in the different bits and pieces. So these are going to be where we end up with our steel equipment or whatever we're going to be sort of then making. So this will be the head. So we're just going to be going across into armor, which is there. So we're just going to go and then go to custom. And so this is going to be, I'm just going to go none. I'm going to go to head. And we're going to make this one helms. Helms, and that should do us, I think. So, hi Crunch, how you going? So you've redeemed one as well. Okay, we've got 2 now lined up. So we've got 2, the next 2 that arrive, you'll be the second one in. We get 2 migration waves sort of for free, and then we have to earn the following migration waves. So we'll be trying to get that established as well right from the very, very start. We'll figure out the best way of doing that. We've got a lot of work for our guys to do. They have to do a lot of cleaning up in the fortress before they can even really sort of get started. So, but we will get a couple of migration waves, I believe, without having to really do too much. So helms, in this case, what we want to do is we want to just go to core quality. I'll just go all, total quality all. Color, doesn't matter what color it is. Usable armor, yes, and undyed and dyed, I don't care about that as well. I'll just turn those on. In fact, even unusable armor, no, I'll leave that off. I'll make it only usable armor. So this is other materials. This is going to be metal. So we're just going to make this one steel. These will only be steel helms. So that's all we're going to be using. I love this, like how detailed you can get with this. But anyway, that's going to be for steel helms. That's all we're going to be having under here for when we actually sort of end up building them. But it would also mean that the helms that have been dropped in the first siege will actually now become, they'll just be moved into here, and then our military will then start to make use of them. Hi Operative Light, how you going? So do you mind if I come siege you sometime? Please do. Hi Tenru, how you going as well? And Mike Gillespie, welcome guys. So we'll just get into it. So that one is now done. That's the first one. The next one, that's the heads. Then we go and add another one, which is going to be into here. This will be the body. So we're just going to go and accept. This is going to be armor, custom, none, body, armor, breastplates, and male shirts. That's all we want there. And again, we just go back down through metal. Will be steel again. So we'll only we'll only put steel in this location. So this will be steel. Core quality. I'm not too worried about trying to. You can set up like a loop where you end up reforging armor. There was an exploit you could do actually at one point where you could actually just sort of end up doing all sorts of different. Like there was one set of armor, I think it was, where you could actually reforge it and actually get 1 extra steel bar each time. But I forget which one that was, and it was a bit exploitive. So I try not to do that one. But there was a way of actually setting up like a loop where you would actually end up just keeping on reforging the same stuff over and over and over. All right, then we need our greaves. So this is going to be the next one is going to be a greave. Whoops, into here. So accept armor, custom, none. This will be legs and greaves. So in this case, and we just go back again, back to metal and steel. I did do steel last time, didn't I? Got a funny feeling I may have clicked silver. Core quality all, total quality all. Total quality is if you actually add, gems or anything to it. Color all. I'm not going to worry too much about whatever's happening there. Usable armor, and it doesn't matter about the other bits and pieces. I'll just turn them on. It shouldn't actually impact it at all, but we'll just leave them on. All right, so let's just go and right-click on that one. Go back to this one through here. Go to custom. This was body metal. The metal was steel. That's okay. Right. Then we have legs. So this one here is going to be the feet, like the boots. So we go back in, add another one. Accept. Armor. Custom. None. Feet. High boots. I'll go low boots as well, just in case we end up with those. This will then be steel again, not silver. All quality and all color. I don't think color would actually impact this at all. Right, so that's the feet. Then we had the gauntlets. So I'm just going to put a gauntlet one into here as well. So they've got this blood everywhere from the initial stuff. So I'm just going to put a gauntlet. I've put a glove one there. So I'm making it like a head, body, sort of like the greaves area, the feet. Then this one. Then we're going to have weapons and shields. So we're just going to go across and accept this. It's just an easy way to see what's going on. So we just go to accept. This will be again armor, custom, none. Hands, metal, steel. So you can set these up to whatever you actually want, but this is just going to then other materials. No, we don't want that. We want this one. All right, color all. No, I'm sure color doesn't actually come into it, but anyway, that's fine. I'll just leave them on. So that is now done as well. Tenra is saying, is there some semblance of automation in Dwarf Fortress, or do you have to set up every little thing yourself? I just like games that make you manage every nook and cranny. Or if you're using DF Hack, you can set up a lot of things, but this is actually very specific. This is something that I'm setting up for myself. It's just not something that the game would do for me. So this is going to be now our weaponry. So we'll just go across to the next one. So this here that I'm setting up through here, I think you can set up like your own patterns, but in this case, I'm not going to worry about it. Except, so in this case, we're now going to go to weapons, custom. It's, in one sense, I guess it's good to know, what you actually have. And I'm going to go battle axes. I might go crossbows. There's two crossbows. I'm not sure why there's two there. Large dagger. Maybe one of them's large and one of them's small. There may be a difference there. We want short swords, not long swords. Long swords are not usable by dwarves. The maces we want. Spears we want. And warhammers we want. Okay, the rest of them, it may be showing these because we may already have some of these actually in the fortress. So these are other things that we'll just leave them in there. Then if we go into metal, it's going to be both a mixture of silver for some of the heavy items and steel. So they're going to be the two metals that we will allow. The core quality all, total quality all. Usable weapons, and actually I won't do unusable weapons. Yeah, I'll keep the unusable weapons out of here. Actually, I think I clicked that one. No, I think that's still okay. That was undyed. All right, so that's okay with the weapons there. So we've got those have now been positioned, and then the last thing we have is shields. So we're just going to go and add another shield stockpile here. So accept, armor, custom, none, shield. Shields and bucklers. I'll just keep a shield, just purely as shields. Metal will only be steel. So we'll just go for our best of the best in here. Core quality all, total quality all, color all, usable armor. There we are. That's it. Okay, done. So that at least then they'll then be able to then start to put the equipment that has been that they can find now out and about. Now they're still coming in. So the guys are coming, like Resmalin's coming in here to plant seeds, which is good. So they will start to now pick up the bits and pieces. Now we need to also have an area that they can take the when they do go and grab that stuff. We're going to need that in here somewhere. This is the basic food. Where's our workshops? In here. I'm going to go and just put a general food down. Got tallow there, large rat tallow. Yeah, so we've got the so we had things just set up to automatically butcher. This is actually answers your question actually. So for example, down in here we had like a butcher's shop and like a tanner's shop, and then another a leather works down there. 2 butcher's shop. There's another butcher's shop over through here. So these are set up. Usually you would need to go in, like let's just say that you had a dead animal that you needed to go and kill, and we've got things like the helmet snakes and stuff like that potentially that could become a bit of a problem. If we go and add a new task, we can then go and tell it to go and butcher an animal, and then find the actual animal and then sort of go and butcher it up. But we can also then just, if we've got DF hack, and then we go into the particularly the one that you want to be looking at is the control panel. And in through here, you've then got all your automations. So this is actually exactly what you're talking about. So if you've got DF hack, you've actually then got auto butcher, for example. If I go and click on that one, so this plugin monitors how many pets you have of each gender and age, assigns excess livestock to slaughter, see the GUI for auto butcher. So you can actually set this up, so you can actually override things yourself, but you've got all sorts of different ways of setting things up for butchering, which is useful. So you've got it just goes through all the different details. So there's all this sort of stuff that DF hack does, like you can have it so that it auto chops wood if you've got like an area that you consider to be fairly safe. You can sort of set up that yourself. I've got that one turned off. Auto cheese making, auto clothing, so they will actually go and make their own clothing. Auto farming, I've turned off fishing. I don't really want the automatic fishing. Milking, so it just means whenever there's an animal that's due for milking, it will then just come through and actually and just say, hey, milk this cow. We've got 2 male horses, so that won't kick in just yet. Auto nest boxes in through there as well, which what you'll find there is that these will, if I just right-click there, these nest boxes, which I've now allocated, you'll notice that these turkeys will then start to go in. And then these will be managed to try to get a degree of, like a number of turkeys, building up. And then once we've got those, they'll then start to automatically butcher them once we get too many of them, which will then give us a source of leather, like a permanent source of leather. And so down in here, in fact, what I might just do is this will be a leather bin. I should just keep on just adding more of these in as we go. So this will be a leather bin down in here, and this will be leather. So I'm just going to go and click on that one. That's done. The other bits and pieces, the tanning one, you can see there that there's actually leftover leather from the siege, before the siege. We've got like a whole lot of badger leather, which was actually this was tanned in the previous run. So that's sort of where we are. Hi Zond Lunas, how you going? Welcome. And hi William Chapman. And Tina is saying, why does the devs incorporate the mod into the game or make something similar? They have sort of made things similar over time. And a good example of that, actually I'll just come back. Hi Tac Track, saying thanks for the wealth of content on 4X/Grand Strategy over the years. Thank you for that. I've been following the channel for years, and I found out about games like Distant Worlds 2 and Shadow Empire on your channel. Yeah, no, thank you for that. It's funny because I've got a video launching in about 4.5 hours on YouTube, which is an interview with a developer actually, which was really interesting. It's a game that I've always wanted to actually have a look at, but I never really got to. This is the Flashpoint Campaigns games. I was blown away actually, just because he actually stepped me through. I sort of purposely didn't play the game beforehand. I just wanted him to. because he offered. He said, "Look, you know what? I like because the interview was set up, and I thought, yeah, okay, look, I'll need a few days to get used to the game." And but then we thought, well, let's not do that. Let's just go in as a noob view of the game, and it was really, really good. So that'll be another game that I think people will actually be looking at and thinking, wow, this is actually a pretty solid game. Anyway, that's very, very interesting game, I've got to say. I'm really sort of was really, really I'm looking forward to actually playing it. Which game? This is going to be Flashpoint Campaigns Cold War, which is a war game, but it's sort of one of these interesting things. Like there's certain things like Shadow, and the reason I thought of it was the mention of Shadow Empire. Shadow Empire has been my go-to for wargaming for the last couple of years. Like I sort of haven't really pushed to go into any other sort of war game since Shadow Empire really came out because of the procedural maps. But and these aren't procedural maps, but gee, I tell you what, I really, really liked what they had done, and it was one of those things. I think it just takes a little bit of just a little bit of information just to get your head into what is presented on screen. But after that, it's really, really good. Like it's only platoon level war game, which is actually very small in terms of what you normally play, and so and that was the other thing. I thought it was actually like divisional level or corps level or army level, which is what so many of the actual war games are. Whereas this was very, very different. Individual units, individual squads, stuff like that you're sort of then dealing with. Like they're still put together in platoons, so you're managing a platoon, but it really is very digestible. So it's but with a lot of detail. Anyway, that's coming out in, as I said, about 4.5 hours. So anyway, let's continue on. So yeah, there was so the mods that the devs have incorporated. They have done a few over the years. They've got their own plan of attack for how they want things to go, and when things do come through, DF Hack has been around for so long, like not as long as the game, of course, but it's been around for. I don't know when the first DF Hack came out, but it's always been a helper that has extended the game. And so I think that like Tarn Adams, the developer of the game, has always just thought, well, if people want that, it's there, so that he doesn't have to think about actually doing the coding. So DF Hack, I would highly, highly recommend that you play with DF Hack as a matter of course. Don't think it's going to add complexity. It does the opposite. Things where they have actually introduced things though, where we no longer, for example, need a Dwarf Therapist, which was actually, if we go back into here and have a look at the citizens, and we can have a look at all sorts of different things now in the citizens, that we so a lot of the stuff we see through here, like the labour menus and things like this has all sort of come out of Dwarf Therapist. Like this has replaced Dwarf Therapist. It's easier now to just manage everything in game than using Dwarf Therapist to do it all in an external thing. There is actually a Dwarf Therapist that still works, but you don't really need it anymore because of the stuff that has been put into game. So it's sort of like it's used to be Dwarf Therapist was one of the mods that I would always have running all the time, and I just don't need to anymore. So they have introduced certain things like that. Hi Supreme Plague, how are you going? Anyway, let's continue on. We've got the wood stockpile there, stone stockpile. Stone is gone from here. I wonder why. We did actually have, this is carpenters, stone workers. We had actually just thrown a whole lot, this is a whole lot of lignite ready for burning. But I had sort of cheated and put in stone stockpile somewhere, but I can't see where it actually is. It's like the stone is actually all gone. That's weird. Where is the stone? We'll just go to stone down here. So I'll just type it in here. Whoops, hang on. Boulders, there we are. No, there's heaps of them. Where are they? So there's some that are just sitting around out in this area. So we've got all these different areas that have sort of now been opened up. We also need to go and put our, like bury the actual dwarves from the previous run. There's about 50 of them that we have to bury. Why do you need multiple workshops for the same resource? You don't have that many dwarves to staff them. Might be wrong. Well, they're from the previous run when we had about 50 dwarves. And we're getting to a point where there was so much butchering that we had to do that I ended up just making 2 butcher shops. I wouldn't have to do that now, but I've just got the 2 butcher shops there. I've only got 1 tanner, 1 leather works, but that was just so we could get through the massive task that we actually had of trying to get rid of animals. Anyway, the stone stockpile is sort of disappeared. So what I'll do is I'm just going to go and throw in. Now we've got a stoneworkers workshop there. This is going to be the crafts dwarfs working in through that side. I'll just create like a big stone stockpile down in here. And I'll just set it up outside there. So it's going to be a bit of a weird shaped one. Make this one into stone. In fact, I might go even further up. So I'll just make this one purely into stone. And I will go to custom because I don't want metal ores in here. So I'm just going to go no metal ores. Economic is fine, except for bituminous coal. I don't want that there, or lignite. So I don't want any of the coal stuff to go there. And but everything else in clay I don't want there either. So I'll just go with mainly just the other stone. So I'm just setting up that one through there. We'll actually go and repaint this one a little bit more up into that zone. So that will be our stone stockpile, just for feeding these different workshops. We have the jeweler's workshop in through here as well. I'll just go and add another stockpile in that side. Oops. Do that again. Accept, and this will be for jewels, for gems. And just custom. I'll just go with everything in that one, so that one's going to be fine. And then we do actually, I can set up other things here, like with steel bars and stuff, but I won't worry about it. They can just go upstairs to grab those. I think everything else is actually okay there. Now let's think about where we're going to bury everyone. We've got a lot of burials to actually sort of then go and make. We still have the downstairs here. This is the bottom of the fortress. And then we've sort of got like the other zones, which we can sort of, maybe we can just build on this layer here. So what I'll do is I'll actually extend this now down to have like a burial chamber underneath this one. So just going to go into our stairs. Now I don't want to be starting on the downstairs. If I start to do this one and go down one layer, I may even go down a couple of layers just so we've got them there. You'll see it goes from, this is a trap actually, this is actually something that you've got to really try to avoid. If you can see that I've got like an upstair at the bottom, I've got an up-down stair here, but my upstairs have now all been changed into downstairs, which means that it gets rid of the upstair that was there previously. So this is actually not going to then work. The dwarves won't have access to this room. So the only real way is you've got to start with an up-down stair like this, then start your process of digging down through the upstair, up-down to that one there. That one stays where it is. That's now an up-down. That stays as an up-down now because we keep the upstair and we just add the downstair to it, and then that one doesn't get anything applied to it. So make sure you do that. If you always double check that you're not replacing an upstair or an up-down stair with just a downstair. That's a real big trap. It's so easy to do that one. It's just one of those things you've really got to be mindful of when you see it there. So we'll end up mining that one. Let's start in here, I think, and we'll just go and build an area through here, and then we'll start to build catacombs. And so we do actually have like areas off to the south and through this other side. Let's just go and build a way down into here. We've got a lot of dwarves to bury. So we're going to make little areas for. Actually, I'll do them. how should I do it? I'll do them sort of like too wide with a so very, very small. So we'll just sort of end up with them there. Corridor runs through that way, another one down that way, there, corridor, there. That'll do us. So that will be essentially what we end up having is just going to be a whole, oops, sorry, wrong thing to do. There we are, and we'll just go and keep on sort of just getting a heap of them now. That's going to be two. That's going to be 4. So that's 4, 8, 16, 24. Sorry, 20, 24, 28. That's going to be 32. I think I've got about 50 to do. That's 36. 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 40. I must have got my numbers wrong. 44, 48. So we'll make this into the catacombs for the dwarves that we've like from above, or might even just make them a little bit longer as well. So we'll make this into a big catacombs area. So we've got a lot of work to do down in here. Just make the corridors that sort of run through this way and this way as well. So we'll sort of dig these out, and then we just need to chop through the middle here. So this will be the start of the catacombs. Let's just unpause and let the dwarves do what they're going to do. We shouldn't see too much. Actually, one thing I might just have a quick look at in through here is this is actually an automation notification setting, again through DF Hack. And I just want to have, we've got wildlife. I'm going to enable this because I want to see what's going on when we find things. So I've got one tercel peregrine and one great horned owl. I'm going to leave the wildlife on as well. Because what it doesn't do is it doesn't give me ambushes, and I need to know what the ambushes are going to be when we actually get them. We get another message coming up for ambushes, but I think I'll just keep them here so I can sort of see what the wildlife is on the map. And if it becomes too much, I'll turn it off. All right, let's go and unpause. So we have like the dwarves should be just working their way. Actually, one thing I forgot to do, sorry, was to go back into here. We need to then have raw food for the raw for the kitchen. Let's just go and place that there. So that's going to be one lot of food, except, and this will then be done for food, and we're just going to go to custom. And so we don't want prepared meals here. We don't want meat. I'm going to go none. And we're just going to put in, this is for drinks. Now we don't want the finished drinks. We want the plants. I'm going to go all plants for there. So we're just going to go and put all plants at that point. And I'll leave that one where that is. And so we'll just leave that one. So it's only plants will end up being placed there. And I'll put the other raw ingredients down in here for the kitchen. So this is actually where the kitchen is. So we're just going to go and add another one. Another food stockpile. Except food, custom. So in this case, I'm just going to go none. And in this case, I'm just going to go and make meat. So any meat, any fish that we happen to end up with. Unprepared fish, I'll go no unprepared fish. Eggs will allow. Drinks, we are going to be needing some, but I'll go with cheeses. Fruit and leaves, yes. Milled plants, yes. I'll go fat. Pastes, no, I won't even bother allowing that one. Pressed materials as well, I won't worry about that one. Extracted, this is like oils and stuff, I won't worry about those either. This is like, actually the milk, yeah, we will go all with those. We do get venom and stuff in there as well. Miscellaneous liquid, I don't want that. So that's actually, so that one sets up that particular one. This is our soap making down through here. And so we do actually make potash from ash. This is actually an ashery. And then we've got the soap maker's workshop there. I won't worry about setting that one up. We don't need that one just yet. It's on pause again. So the art of stuttering has redeemed one as well. That's now 3. An operative line saying I walked away for a few minutes and now there's blood everywhere. There's ghosts everywhere as well, by the way. We have ghosts and blood from the... this was actually from the previous attack. There was, we got ambushed as we actually entered the fortress, and we lost some dogs think we only lost, actually, what did we lose? Dead. So these are all the old people from the previous fortress. These are also attackers that we actually had. Yep, these are all, everything is we killed off all these, well, the helmet snakes, giant bats. Although children were killed as well in the previous siege. So there's a lot of, actually there's not 50, there's not that many, that's all right. Let's just continue on. Continue on. Now where's the dwarves? What are they up to? Let's just go up the top of the fortress and just press F1. So no one's up the top here. There's a giant bat skeleton. We're trying to get rid of stuff outside. What we might do is actually, I need a corpse area. So they're not working there. Oops, hang on, it's still paused. So they're cleaning stuff up, which is good. These have all been moved out of the way. I'm just going to go and set this up. So if I just go back into my construction, this is going to be furniture. And I just need to have like some chests placed in the middle here. Now there's another alert. Hang on, I'll just go and pause that for a second. Geezerone, Spear Dwarf, has been found dead. This is from the previous attacks. We had lost Geezerone. So we'll that's just we're now finding like dead dwarves from the siege. So let's go back in again. Sorry, I'm just going to go back into furniture, chests, and select material after placement. I'll just go into keep building. That'll do, and that one will do as well. So they've come in and sort of cleaned up, the stuff for this one. We need to get that established fairly quickly. This was actually for soap out through here, badger soap. Actually, or was it? Yeah, it must have been. No, yes, it was. Actually, this was a soap area. So I'm just going to go and do the same thing again. We're just going to go and accept that. This will be bars, custom, none. And so we have bars of other materials. It's going to be soap, and that's it. That's all we're going to allow in that little location. So there is some bars from the before the siege. So we have a lot of stuff going on here where there's just different animals and different things need to be sort of placed all over the place. Now Geezerone, where did they find Geezerone? In this bedroom. So Kujagrim has come in and found sleeping on the bed with Geezerone's mangled skeleton, along with all of the materials that were there as well. So anyway, he's now claimed this bedroom. Now what's interesting here is I've got a funny feeling. Yeah, that one, the beds, we almost need to go and just double check. Like these have not been positioned correctly. These have all just been moved around. So we need to go back in and reposition most of the furniture. It looks like the bed is okay. It looks like the beds are actually being positioned and haven't been moved, but all of the furniture has been. So I'm just going to go in and set all this up as well, just because we've still got a little bit of work to do here. So we'll just go back into furniture. The dwarves need a cabinet and a chest in their bedrooms, or that's what they would prefer. I'm just going to go into the planner, and I've got 25 available. I'm just going to go and place them next to the beds. So I'm just going to go and position them here. Hopefully they'll use the ones that are right next to the beds themselves. And we'll just keep on going this way. Actually, I need to do it this side as well. I'm just going to go over the top of the ones that were there anyway, just in case they haven't been positioned. This is the way I want the bedroom to look, ultimately. Yeah, we're just getting more of these positioned in here as well. That's all we need initially, and then we'll just go back out and get more of the furniture, chests, and we put this at the foot of the bed. So place those there, and back over here as well. see what actually, we'll have to come back in and have another look at some point just to sort of see what's what and what needs to still be placed. So these are just sort of loosely positioned. All right, that's done. Let's just get rid of that one. So Geyserone has been found. And we then need to go back in and fix up other ones. So the others are, what are they doing? Sleeping. Now these bedrooms, yeah, they are. Not great though. Now hopefully we can get the, I won't worry about trying to analyze the happiness just yet, but we will. It's I think it's because of the attacks that actually had come through. Just need to make sure that we just keep an eye on things that come into the actual map itself. And what's Kujigrim doing? Loading cage traps. Now, I've got a cloud of creeping goo is nearby. Okay, that's a creeping cloud, which is going to cause illness. So we don't really want people outside at this stage. There's Kujigrim. He's loading cage traps and is going to become nauseous, which is going to make the unhappiness even greater. We'll just leave that one where that is for now. Not great, but anyway, we'll just we won't worry about it. You'll just be choking outside. Now we do actually have a functioning well. And once we just get things established, we'll then... Oh, here we go. Kujigrim has turned a very different colour. And going off to clean herself. She's vomiting as she goes. And now she's washed off the soot. That's interesting to see the changing colour. And what's she doing now? Loading more cage traps. So off she goes to do that. Still got a lot of cleaning up to do around the fortress. Let's just go down to where we've got the, with what we're building down in here. Okay, nothing's happened there. I'm just going to go in and tell my labour menu that the proficient miner, the expedition leader, is going to be locked in to just doing mining. So we lock that one down. Cause Lord is actually set there to get rid of, we've got a dumping one that we did last time just to get rid of the animals, just so they wouldn't stick. Actually, there's another one that's been caught outside. So we've got a few that are going to be caught outside, but at least we've got the working well from the previous build. Let's just keep that one going. Okay, so Syrian has redeemed a customer reward. I believe I'm still hanging in the area from the last four. Syrian the second. That's all right. We'll be laying them all to rest fairly soon. And then it'll all be good ultimately. It looks like the cloud has now wandered off. Yep, it's moved away from the zone. So we're loading the cage traps together. This will be important for the, you can see there's the badges around somewhere. So there's badges as we sort of cycle through. These actually were a problem last time. They came into the fortress and were a real pain in the bum. We had to then go and kill them all off. So we do need job taken. I'm going to make this a top priority, just so we can actually lock this down to stop the badges and things from coming inside. But if we put the cage traps up, we'll then catch the badgers as well. And this is why we've got badger tallow and badger soap and stuff like that, because the badgers ended up just coming in and raiding our areas. All right, so we're sort of getting things off here. Well, there's a visitor that's now arrived, a human spearman. All right, that's not a problem. And where was that? Okay, we had a bedroom. Resume construction. They'll end up sort of getting everything done. Leave that one alone as well. Let's just go back down the bottom now and just sort of see what we're doing here. got the start of things happening, but we need to get more of this mined out. So we do have jet. We do have lignite on this layer as well, which is going to be important for us. Petitions, no, deny, not interested. They haven't moved off, which is good. Okay, we're now heading into early summer. So Bollock saying, hi Daz, was there a recent update? A massive update, like a monstrously big update, which is the siege update for the game, which is just enormous amount of things that have actually now been added into the game itself. One thing I'm going to also do is I'm just going to go and make this into more of the start of the trap area. So we'll just go through. Actually, that's another area that we just need to go and lock. There's a few actually here with woods. Just go and unlock those as well, just so we can go and bring them inside. We've actually already had like a major issue with the fort previously. We've actually gone and reclaimed this particular fort. So this is sort of like the start of something new. Claiming forbidden items and buildings. Now this is ultimately going to be an area that what I'm going to do is I'm going to specifically build a back door for the fortress here, and make this into part of the trap system that we end up having. So I'll just get rid of that. So I'm just going to go back into my dig menu, and we're just going to go and channel down through here, and then we just need to get rid of these ramps. So we do that and that. Because I'm going to need to build a wall around this to then actually have access into it, and I think I'll go even further. Yeah, we'll go even further out and sort of allow a different way in. Now, what are you doing? No job. Now, why are you up there with no job? There's heaps of stuff to do. Now, the congregating there. What we need to do is we need to have them not use this wagon as the meeting hall. So it won't show it in here, but this is currently where, if they've got nothing to do, that's where they're going to go. So I'm going to go and disassemble the wagon, and that way they'll get rid of the meeting hall. And we do actually have a meeting hall already downstairs anyway. So these have all now been reset. So if anything does come through those doors, they're not going to be able to make it. This is still the main way through into the fortress, but we're going to change this ultimately. We're going to sort of do something different in here, and because this at the moment this was actually a big source of weakness. Okay, it's now summer. We've still got all of these things we have to go and clean up. There's just so much cleaning to do. So why is he not moving stuff around? Let me have a quick look and see. We should be finding that like the steel shields and stuff like this, that steel shield should be taken to the, taken away. This is all, we've claimed all this. Silver Warhammers, for example, this is all stuff that that our guys should be moving around. This one's going off to plant seeds. Why is that stuck? So we've got these different mangled skeletons and things through here from the previous fight. Got stuff everywhere. So there should be just... Oh, hang on, I know what it is. He was set to, with our labour menu. He was set for dumping. I'm just going to put him back to anything. But but Cause Lord, yeah, we'll just go back to doing any old job. Because we've done all the dumping in the fortress. Cleaning things up in through here. So we'll just get established first, and then we'll start to sort of deal with other things. Now we've got in autumn we're going to need to trade again. So I'm going to set up my trade in here because we will need to do that a little bit. So let's just go back across into the trade depot, and I'll just position that here. So that will help. Let's go down the bottom of the fortress. There's a ghost. That's Syrian's ghost. There we are. And we're going to now need to I'll just wait until these have been dug out a little bit. He'll get faster and faster as he sort of learns what he's doing. The ghosts, like, it does freak him out. Wow, there's even more now. More things coming. I think the ghost likes Zaradin. Yes, so this was a previous fort that was sieged by 40-ish goblins. Yes, we had like 20 dwarves, but wasn't enough. Didn't account for some of the new mechanics. Yeah. So we now need to fix things up so that we don't end up suffering the same fate. I thought doors would still protect us, but they don't, and traps don't either. The sort of traps that we have don't. So we're going to be setting things up a little bit differently this time. Now, we've got all this area through here. I'm just going to quickly go and go to my furniture, and then it's going to be burials. I'm just going to go and throw... I've only got 4 coffins available, but I'm just going to go and set this up as if we've got... Because we're going to have to bury all of the old guys from the fort and make them sort of available. So we'll just go and do that for starters. And then we need to also then make doors. Now I just need to make doors initially. I can then get rid of them if I'm wanting to. So we're actually out of doors. So nothing's being built with doors. Eventually there'll be people, like, there's just so much work to do initially. With that planned that way, I can now go and set up the burials. So I'm just going to go into my planning mode. I'm going to go into tombs, and we're going to go to multi. And we're then just going to go and select those. And that will then create individual tombs for all of those. I can then cancel the constructions of the doors if I'm wanting to. I think the easiest way of doing that will be to go down to task menus, and it's hard to, there's all the buildings. And when we just see the doors that are set up through here, I'm just going to go and cancel all these different doors. So cancel. I can just cancel all of those. I just need that. The reason I needed to have that was just so that I could actually set up those zones very, very quickly. They need a door to be able to do that. So we'll try to get these done just so this will be like a catacomb. That's good. We're starting to now make things, which is nice. There's Syrian again. We need to. The first one that we put in, I'm going to make that the ghost of Syrian. I think we'll find Syrian's body somewhere out there, and that may still not be enough to put the ghost to rest. So we may need to make a slab as well. In fact, what I could then do is put the slab in front of the coffins where the door was. That's not a bad way to do that, I guess. So if we just go back across into our zones. Oh, hang on. This is the art of stuttering. Is going to go to that one. Okay, these are all the old. The people have been allocated their tombs already. So there's a whole heap of them, even though they're some of the tombs that haven't actually been placed there yet. So we're going to need a lot of tombs. Just need to keep on working away here, guys. Keep on working. Actually, one thing I do need to make is there's 4 emus now on the map. That's okay. So they'll start to now make rock coffins, and that should be in our list of things in through here. Just double check. Tables, coffins, yeah. So as they require them, they'll start to then just build them. And auto slab is on as well, which is part of the DF hack menu, which then allow things to then sort of happen as well. All right, we'll just let all that happen. Just just need to get all this built out. He keeps on wandering off to do other things. Maybe being freaked out by the ghost. Syrian just keeps on coming around and following Zaradin around. So Zaradin will be getting a bit pissed off about this. You've still got very, very unhappy dwarves. Usually mining is a relaxing thing for dwarves, but not in this case. Usually your miners are very, very happy because they're doing what they love. Yeah, we're sort of getting the wrong... We're not able to just quickly put everything together here. We may even honour the goblins, for all we know. Why does he wander off? I think he's getting freaked out by what's actually happening in there. So let's continue going here. Yeah, he keeps on stopping all the time. He's not as unhappy as the others. Being haunted the whole time. What's his thoughts? Oh my ghost, this is so frightful. This is the problem. All right, we're going to need to put Syrian to rest, I think, before we do anything else. So let's just pause. There we go. We're actually, it automatically is now creating, this is actually one of the DF hack auto bits and pieces. It's actually now allocating a block for Syrian, and I'm going to make that now a top priority. So we'll just go and sort of watch somebody come in and actually then make that slab for Syrian, and then we'll need to place it. So I've made it a top priority. As soon as somebody can do it, they'll come and do it. And we've got to think about where we place that. He does seem to like the catacombs, so maybe we'll leave it down there. Oh, 2 thieving. Yeah, they're down below. They're not going to worry us. Okay, that's fine. So, let's go back into the fortress again, which is up in here. Getting a bit closer with some of these now. So we're making ash which will then sort of get us set up for making soap again. By the way, if you do want the automation settings that I've got for what I'm been building in the fortress, then they're available on my ko-fi, so my coffee.com page. You can grab them for free off there if you want. I'll still leave all my mods there for all the different games. So I've got that plus my world settings, which we've got a very, very dangerous world in through here. So there we go, 6 saying I downloaded them last night. Yep, there we go. It just makes it a little bit easier just to set up the basic stuff. Oh, here we go. We've got our first lot of migrants. Let's click on OK and pause. Have a look and see. So we get 2 migrant waves. All right, so these, whatever the order is that they come in, we'll just basically sort of throw them in. So this first one, actually I'm just going to go back into my redemptions. I've got a few different redemptions now, so we'll just go and pop out the reward queue, and I'll just move through these. So the first one is Sev. So and so this is Sev did actually ask for a brave militia dwarf, but it sort of I really have to just do it from the top down, I think. A gem setter. Let's see how many we get. Like, we've got 3 dwarves, 4 dwarves. So we'll go and just let's see what we've got. We've got ourselves a blacksmith. That's going to be very useful. A farmer. That's useful as well. A peasant. A peasant again. And that's the 4. Okay, well, we have to go from the top. Sorry, guys. I'll just make sure there's nothing else that comes. I think that's it. I think it's all we got this season. Okay, so we'll just go back down to our dwarves. And we'll just go from the top. So we actually will do it from the top through here. So this will be, so the blacksmith will be, this is going to be ultimately, the first one was Sev the blacksmith, there we go. And the spouse is Kegeth lace marbles, who I think must be in the fortress as well. I'm guessing they both must have come together. So we've got that one, and that's fine. So we've got that one now. We've got Sev, then we've got the, yeah, there's the farmer. The farmer is the spouse. So this one here, the gem setter, is going to be, what have we got? We've got a crunch. Crunch the gem setter. And go back in again. Then this one here is going to be, this is the spouse, this is going to be, sorry, I'm just going to tick these off as I do them. Crunch, then the art of stuttering. Novice cheesemaker and novice soaper. There we are. Okay, so that one's now coming back in. Arriving, and who else do we have? Oh, there was 2 more, actually. Sorry, there was 2 more. Syrian will be the next one down through here. So go across. Syrian. So we've got one unnamed dwarf back into this other side, which are, these are just 2 peasants. Have a look at their skills. Adequate speaker. Singer. Okay, just a poet. What about this guy? Skills. Even more of a even more sort of poetic and social. Yep. Okay. So we've got 2 poets that have arrived as well. So, so I was saying, funny enough, if I was named just when I arrived, it would have been good for Mark's dwarf role. What do you mean? Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, so I'll just go and let that one go as well. So that's okay. We'll just leave the queue there. So we have 1 unnamed dwarf. So yeah, hi Sev. I'm not sure what you mean by Mark's dwarf as to what's going to happen there. Now we do have things that we're throwing away through here as well. There's still rubbish that's actually happening just by default. So again, that's all happening. So we've still got 1 unnamed dwarf who had come back through. All right, down we go. I might just do a save after save and return, save and continue playing. Oh, hang on, cancel. I'll just save over the top just while I've named the dwarves, just in case something happens. Okay, so Borlock's saying, so to resettle you just use the same seed and start a new colony? No, to resettle what you do is you reclaim. So at the start of the game, you actually end up going in and when you've lost a fortress, or even if you sort of abandon a fortress, you can just go back in and reclaim it at the start of the. You can do that even with like if I go back in and start a new game in an existing world, I've got a few different ones that I've set up for legends and stuff like this. So if I go back into this one here, for example, this is actually the very, very start of what we're going to be doing. So I'll just show you very quickly what actually happens here and how it sort of does work. it finally loads all in. So if I go into Fortress mode, it'll then sort of run through the first 2 weeks. I'm just going to grab myself a drink of water, be right back. And like so to do a start, like if you sort of you've got like always check your civilizations to see how many 40 dwarves isn't enough, 470 dwarves isn't enough. The only one that's got any number of dwarves, 2,500, is really not a lot either. But at least that one's got a few different dwarves. So always make sure you're choosing the right civilization. Then you've got the, you can then just go in and sort of claim, you can sort of settle wherever you like just by clicking and then sort of doing an embark. But if you come back to this mode here, you then actually have a reclaim or unretire. And if you have a fortress that is a ruin, and we don't actually, this is before the before our first embark. So you can see there that RazorWealth is inhabited in this case. So I can unretire that one. This is when we first started, just so I could get the legends out. So I sort of took the legends out of the game at that point. So we've got this one, we can unretire RazorWealth at this point in time. So what I did was I sort of took another copy and then retired it so I can get the legends out of it. But I can go back to any of them. Like there's a whole lot of different ruins that can be reclaimed. And so we can sort of see, what actually happened to them, who attacked them. It could be dragons, could be anything. And then we can go back in and try to just reclaim them and resettle them. But it's the one that we were doing was the RazorWealth, which was the one that we had lost previously. So you can go, this is one way of starting the game where you get a bit of a head start in terms of the build, but then there can be hidden things that are actually in the game itself. So I'll just go back out, return to title menu. So we'll just go back in and continue our game. That one there. And so with this one here, we've Seren saying, always pick a large civilization, unless you end up with random dwarf in the fort claiming the queendom for herself. Yes, which happened in our previous run, not in RazorWealth, but in another game. Although to be fair, we had thousands of dwarves in that civilization as well. I think from memory is about 4,000. So anyway, that's sort of the that's what's actually happening in through there. Now this is, they're coming back down through this other side. So we've claimed this one, and there's all these, the siege that actually happened that destroyed RazorWealth. We've still got all of the, we've got red shirts, mangled skeleton, things like this. These will all ultimately, as soon as the coffins are built and positioned, they'll then sort of be placed. But there's so much work to do, so let's just unpause and let the dwarves do their thing. What I will do is I will just come back into here again, and we're going to throw another one in there. There's Seren again, following him around. Poor old Zaradin, just can't get away. Click the, so we've got that one through that side. Click in the, so we'll accept that. And this is going to be for finished goods. I'll just customize this one. Now I don't mind what it is, but what we don't want is, so I'm just going to go none, but then turn on the stuff that I'm happy to sell. Crowns. So there's a lot of stuff in here I don't want to be selling, but the stuff that's just frivolous, I'm happy to sell. Large gems, legwear, musical instruments, quivers, rings, scepters, totems, toys, that'll do. So if we make any of that sort of stuff, that's what I'm happy to get rid of. So we'll just leave that one through there. Let's just see how we're going back in the so we can get rid of Seren. Yet nobody's coming in yet to do this particular one. Building hatch covers, okay. There should be the actual work orders. There should be the work order to do this one. If we have a bit of a look, there's a lot of stockpile stuff that we need to do. Making slabs. tracks. Where did I see it? Yeah, there it is there, but no one's got it. They will eventually get there, I guess. Just need it to happen. Oops, there we are. 7 thieving creatures now. They're all in the cavern layer. That's okay. That's I just saw that there. It's not. That's a donkey that we've got. Yeah, they're just wandering around. They can't get through here. So we're sort of okay at that point. I'm going to need to really secure all of this stuff right up. It's quite debilitating actually what we may end up having here. Yeah, we'll just let it go for now. Struck saltpeter. Okay, so we've got the making coke from lignite has been completed. Yeah, we'll just let everything just continue on. Got the cats and dogs in here at this stage. Now, why is there miasma? Something's gone off in there. That dog is still injured. I don't know what the miasma is coming from. So we've now got baby turkeys. Doubly sure that none of these have got, yeah, they should all be okay, just 4 slabs. No one's come to take this. I might just manually do it actually. And we'll get rid of this one here. Just do it as a manual one. That'll be in the bedroom layer. Building. They're just going off and doing their own thing at this stage. I'm going to also set up a work order. Just going to make sure that the work orders are actually established here. For I wish you could sort this or search it, but or filter it. Actually, would be great. But I'm wanting microline blocks. So these are I want these specifically for building the top of the tower, the top of the fortress, and so we need a lot of those, which I won't have in through here as well. So we'll go and add those in. So if we just go in and plus into here, we're just going to do this one at the stoneworkers workshop and make rock blocks. So we now go down to the rock blocks. I'm going to be wanting to make a lot at a time. So I'm going to change the number to around about, say, 50 at a time. And then we want to go across into the settings for it. So amount of rock blocks available is less than 10. I'm going to go and just do a few more of these, and then we'll add these 2 parameters. So what I need to do is I need to have more than 50, but what I need to do is be very specific about the material that we're going to be using. We're going to be using a microline. So these are going to be microline. So amount of microline is available is greater than 50. We don't actually have enough of that. I'll change it to say 20 and just see if we've got that. No, we don't have that one. And I'm just going to change the less than exactly is at least 20, and is this is going to be is greater than, so is at most 10. So amount of rock blocks, and I'm going to be wanting this to be hundreds, so around about say 300. So that's satisfied, but we don't have enough microlines. So for whatever reason, all of the rocks have been taken off the map. So I need to actually start to mine just rocks. So we do actually have microline in these different areas. And I'm just going to go and start to mine out even more zones in here just to get more microline. These will be different areas for us to have training areas, but we'll just do this one to establish the microline blocks. No one's coming to do this. So we have some microline blocks are still there. So they're smelting all sorts of different stuff. There's just not quite enough dwarves to do all the work at this point in time. Dolomite, not good enough. We want microline. It keeps on being haunted. Here we go, getting a bit happier now. Oh no, we're not. The new guys are just doing what they're doing. Making rock doors. For some reason, the engraving the memorials has become quite a difficult process. Come on, this is good. More microline. Rock coffins are now starting to be put into the list. That's the next one in order. Yeah, for whatever reason, we have a problem with the engraving of what was going on. Nobody's taking these up, which is then causing an issue. Okay. Let's get rid of that one again. Maybe make a new slab. Yeah, maybe that might be the way around it, I think. Okay, let's add a new task. Make a rock slab and make that the priority. There we go, that's come straight away. Somebody's coming in to actually do that one. Who's going to do it? Klingzog. As soon as that's done, then just give the order to, okay, he's now done that. And we'll now try to get this one done. So actually I might just get rid of it and add a new task. Engrave that one for Syrian. And then there should be at the bottom of this the slab. The slab has already now been designated to be either stored or placed somewhere else. I'm just going to go and block it and then unblock it so that it's just sitting there waiting to be used. No one's coming in to do this. This is not good. Let's go down to the bottom again and just see how we're going with our with this. Yep, so that skeleton's been put there. There's 782. Yes, these skeletons have been placed inside their coffins. And we now can actually just go and place more of them. So I'll just go and order these up. Burial. And we then just have a group for all of this as well. So we'll try to clean up this fortress now. And we just then need to do the multi area, we need to have the doors established. Okay, so then we just go back into the into tombs with multi still selected, and we just make sure that we've got those connected. And they're all done. And if we now just go back into the task information. Go down to where we've got doors that we're trying to then go and establish. I'm just going to delete them all. A lot of them. Done. Right, that gets rid of the doors, but we still keep the tombs. All right, back we go. It started raining, so we actually have proper rain for a change. We don't have a sand collection zone. We won't worry about that one though, I don't think. They're going to keep on asking for it though. That's all going well, just not making these slabs. It gets in the way of us being able to finish anything else off. I'm not sure why that's not happening. It just gives them being added back into the list. Early autumn already. Wow. Okay, we're rattling through now. We're going to end up with the mountain homes visiting very, very soon. So we're going to need to, yeah, hopefully we've got something to trade. So now Ishban's saying, did you restrict who can do engraving jobs? Actually, that's a point. I did. Engraving is actually not an engraving as in the doors. Let's have a quick look and see. I did have a restriction previously in the previous fort about engraving, but it was actually different again. So there's nobody, like it's like anybody can do this. What we've got though is we've got stone cutters, engravers. So engraving is actually engraving the doors and the floors and the floors and the walls. Anyone can do like woodworking or the other. Kujagrim to do more mining as well. So, yeah, I'm unsure actually. Hi Began, how are you going? Do you have to trick it by planning doors and deleting? Yes, that's what we're doing just for the just to get those multi setup tombs. There we go. This Syrian's still doing stuff in through here. So somehow I need to. I think this is a bug. It's the only thing I can think of, that there's the fact that we're trying to push it and we just can't do it. We've got a slab there, another slab. It just is not making sense. What else can we do? What else could we do? Let's just let it go for a little bit longer. Might just change the blocks in the work orders. Just make, say, 10 at a time. Then we can just double check. I'll say 5. Let's just give that a go. I thank you there for the gifted sub there, Began. That's very, very much appreciated. So we've got the, yeah, I don't know how we get around this slab issue. And if I don't solve it, now there is actually a fixed dead. There's a few fixes we can do. So if we go into the launcher, just see if there's actually something we can go and do in through here. If I go to fix, not fizz, fix dead units. What does that one do? Remove dead units from the list so migrants can arrive again. I might do that now because we haven't lost any from this one here. Let's just go and, geez, I mean, in one sense, that's not going to do it. Fix retrieve units. It's engravings. Yep, so they're able to be engraved. Stuck worship, stuck doors. There's nothing else there really that we're seeing there. Yeah, it's different again. It's not engraving slabs. Corrupted jobs. Let's just run that one. Let's see if that fixes it. I don't think it will. And if that doesn't work, I'll try fix dead units. Just let it run its course. So Isabashi saying, I thought I noticed my dwarves getting engraving skill from doing slabs. It shouldn't be. It should be from engraving stuff on the floors. Anyway, we've got no restriction there anyway. Making more coffins. This ghost is being quite annoying. We need to get rid of it one way or another. Let's see what happens when we get up to this one here. I will make it the next in the line. So go a little bit longer. And I think we're going to then just try fix dead units and see if that actually does work. Now the top of the fortress. Yeah, we've got this one now built. Supply caravan from the Spire of Wealth is a welcome sight. Their eyes are alight with the anticipation of inspecting the splendid products of your industrious craft dwarfs. We've made some, but not a hell of a lot. So we end up having the outpost liaison. So this is Oshnil Zillicid has arrived. So he's arrived out. Yes, she has arrived. Outpost liaison is coming back in to meet up with our guys. Needs throne room, doesn't need it at our place, so that's okay. Just go and follow this one in. It will then find Zaradin. That's Zaradin's bedroom, nothing, not there. Not in the meeting area. There he is, he's back there again. Diplomacy, talking through the wall. All right, what do we have? So let's discuss your situation. Okay, so they've updated the civilization world info. I wish that there was a list of that would actually tell you that rather than having to look at the map. That would be pretty cool if that happened. Back in through here, we've got the powders. What I do want is I do want to get some gypsum plaster. So I'll just go. That'll do us. I'm happy with that one. Okay. So what they want is next year. Need for powder is expected. You're able to provide some. The caravan will offer. Okay, they want powder as well. So that's not going to help. Now he's moving off to do other things. No activity. So we'll just go back up again and we'll just go and fix up these things. Resume construction. So while we're here, get these bedrooms established. Yep, that's fine where that is. I might just pop the doors across this top one as well, which is while we're here as well. Here comes the traders. Now we did establish a trader. Yep, so we've got the broker is Kujagrim. Began has redeemed one as well. Okay, we've got one more spot. So we have one more dwarf available, which was this peasant who was making rock crafts. Very, very unhappy at this stage for some reason. So we'll go across and change this one to Began. All right, there's our Began. And oh, hang on, no, that's not, hasn't been taken up. So it's in the list, but no one's actually doing it. I think I'm going to have to click on fix dead units to try to get that one sorted, because no one's actually doing that. We get a message that one trader is now ready to trade. Just come back up to the trade area. We'll broker requested at the depot. Oh, hang on, and move goods to and from the depot. So amulets, we want to get all of those. All of those. A lot of these will be from the previous fortress. So there's a fair few of those. What we need to do is we need to get our overall wealth up to then sort of start to trigger sieges and things. So we've got that. We've got that's amulets, bracelets. extension as well. Earrings. So we need to get this over. I forget what the amount is that we actually need to start to sort of trigger things. Figurines as well. We don't need these. Rings. Got some good quality rings amongst that lot, which is good. And scepters. And then we've got toys as well, I think. No, I'm not seeing them there. That's okay. All right, so that's all we need to do there. And we'll now just have to wait for people to come in and basically bring all the stuff in. So at least we can trade. That's good. So we're cancelling different things. We need like just trying to forge different stuff. We shouldn't need it once we actually get all this stuff into the areas. There's something that's actually corrupted in here. Just let them bring all that in, and we'll just have another quick look down in here again. I think we're just going to have to reset this. So let's just go across. Oh, Crunch is now doing it as well. Let's just try to fix the dead. Fix dead units. Dead units scrubbed, 69. So there were 69 of them that was actually there. Now, does that get rid of them from the... Yeah, they're still actually here. But they're just not going to be in our list of dead anymore. I don't know if that fixes up... Oh no, they're still actually there. So we still have them there. Oh, it was all the other stuff that was dead as well. I think we're going to still end up having problems with these slabs. What I might try is to build another workshop and build everything from scratch. Let's just dig further out this way. Give that a go. Okay, Richard Wizard has redeemed another one as well. They're still moving the stuff from here across. Yeah, we need that one engraved as well. Okay, so it says here stone cut. Okay, let's just try that. Stone carving. Stone cutters, everyone does that. Engravers. Okay, I'll try that again. Actually, maybe you're right, you know. Everyone does that. A good idea. We'll persist. Ah, you're right. You're right. Oh, there you go. Sorry, Shibashi. You were dead right. You were absolutely right. I was so sure it was only the doors and stuff. Sorry, the floors. Thank you for persisting, guys. I do appreciate that. And we don't need to worry about that anymore. So that's good. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Well, there we go. So we've now got the slab has now been designated. It'll be at the bottom here. Yep, so it hasn't been taken up as a job just yet. So where should we place that? There's Syrian right there. I think we'll... I've sort of been just positioning those sorts of slabs around the place wherever they happen to be, but we don't know where Syrian's actual... Which one is going to be taken up by Syrian. So I was going to place them in front of where they are. I think what we'll do is just come back up again and maybe sort of... like this is not really the place for it. I think we leave them up the top here. I've got like coffins and things. The chalk coffin with Adrian Sautier's dead body from the first. That was the first person that died in the fortress. We could put the slabs out around here. Whose is that? That's a coffin. I don't know whose that one was going to be. I might just remove that one. We could just put the slabs down the side as we require them. Maybe we just do them down here. So we'll just go and position it. This will be furniture, slabs. Oops, hang on, we don't want to do that. Cancel. Furniture, slab. Hide the planner. Here we go. To Syrian. So we'll start there, and then we'll get Crunch's slab in there as well. So we'll start to just, as things sort of come back in. Still got goods, still waiting on heaps of items to be brought into the actual, to start the trading. So that'll then get rid of the ghost. Oh wow, Syrian's putting his own slab together. So we've got Syrian from the previous fortress. Bang, there we go. So Syrian has now put the slab in for Syrian. The ghostly animal trainer has been put to rest. There we are. So that one's now done. Got creeping soot nearby, and that one is now underway. What about, do we have Crunch's one done yet? Thank you for sorting that out, guys. I do really appreciate that, because I was really scratching my head as to what to do. So, yeah, okay, yeah, actually True Survivor's in saying it as well. According to Steam forums, slab engraving is now an engraving job. Yeah, there we go. Wow. So it is quite different. So, yeah, that's good. Thank you, guys, for persisting. Better be a free dwarf, name it, for figuring out the cause. If I can remember, I will. I will. I owe you. Remind me if we get more dwarves, because we don't have any free ones anymore at this stage. It'll have to be the next migration wave. So we'll get that one done. Yeah, thank you for that. So we've got the so we've got that one there. I'll just see if I've got crunches as well. So we'll just go back into the constructions, furniture, slab. No, nothing there for crunch. All right, so we'll just wait for that one to be made. Yeah, there we go. Here we are. So we've got that one. As long as it hasn't been allocated to then be stored, which it hasn't. So that means we don't have access to it. But this one means we do have access to it. So I'm just going to keep that one paused while we come back up the top again, and we'll throw that one in as well. So back into here. Furniture, slab. All right, that's good. And how much are we going? Still got 72 items coming in. We'll just wait until they arrive. Can cheat if I wanted to, but I won't. These all arrive. Eventually we'll end up being able to sort of manage this a little bit better than what we actually have. It's still mid-autumn. Adrian, how you going? Yep, we've got you're taking over the wall. All right, so 3 items to go. There we are. So we will. What? You're kidding. They're now leaving. We missed our opportunity to trade. Oh, jeez, and I can't wind back. It's going to be, it would be right at the very, very start of this whole process. God, we missed by a split second. I literally was just about to trade and then it's over and done with. My God, what a pain in the ass. That's actually, this is really bad to not trade. This actually then sets up a very, very bad precedent. This then impacts our migration waves and everything. I think I have to go back, sorry guys, to the start of autumn. Actually, now when did I start to, if I load in the game, if I just quit without saving, I'm going to have to do this. I have to trade. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck here for a good year again before we actually even get to progress. So we're going to have to lose a couple of months to save a year. So we'll just go continue an active game. That one there is the auto save. So it's the start of autumn. You can trigger a caravan. Yeah, okay. Oh, too late. Too late now. Look, it's okay because they report back, and if you don't trade, it's not good. So we've gone back in engravers. Everyone can do engraving, so we'll now fix that up so we can at least get that one sorted, and we'll make that the top priority. Yep, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. My apologies. It's all on me. Now, I've got that slab done. Let's just go back up the top and position it. So this is going to be furniture, slab, Seth's doing this one. At least we got that sorted. That's good. All right, so Seren has been put to rest. We're going to get a lot of messages from what we actually have about the steel making, and I will have to go and fix up that. I need to allow more steel than what we have allocated. I think I've only got one allocated by default. I should fix that up in the one that I've got on the coffee.com page as well. That one there can resume. Just get the stuff dumped. Oh, hang on. That's not what I wanted. Chestnut bin, no. The snake tooth I want gone. Wow, a lot of shit there. There's a hell of a lot of stuff there. All these teeth. Actually, what I can do there is I can just go back into teeth in here. Nope. Refuse. No. What would that be under? Body parts. Yeah, so all of these snake teeth and stuff, I just want to throw them away. We don't want to keep them anywhere. So we'll just end up sort of just getting rid of these. I don't know where the wolf skull is. That's too many. I'll just let it happen. Yeah, here we go. Supply caravan has now arrived. Okay, so we now need to go back in and move goods to and fro. So in this case, I will be more mindful of making sure that we trade earlier than last time. And unfortunately, these aren't in bins, so we can't just go and fix this up. That was amulets. Bracelets. Just kicking myself that I screwed that one up. But it is super, super important that we end up doing that. Earrings. Just the knickknacks that we're selling off here. Figurines. Scepters. Wish there was a way of right-clicking. Oop, damn it! What have I done there? Move goods to and fro. Yeah, scepters. It would be cool if you could just do the whole lot. Rather than to go through each different type. That's it. All right. Now move these up. So we've got the steel bars for trying to make different things. We need more than just one. So if I just go back into my work orders, I'll just quickly fix that up. I should fix this up in the stuff that we're doing as well. So with the steel helms, just going to have to go into here and just make it so that it's got 3. I'll change the number to 5. Yeah, so it was fixed. So that was helms, shields. I'll have to make it even more. Shirts. Greaves. It may be that it's sort of they trigger, but then don't trigger for everything. So this is. I may need to get even more. I may need to have like 20 or something before they start to build these. High boots. Oops, no, that was okay. Just do it one at a time. 5 gauntlets. Yeah, I probably should really come back through and figure out the best way with all of these to sort this out. And because they do have a different, like a requirement of what they end up having, so that's okay. We'll just leave that where that is. Let the diplomacy happen. So what we want is we do want powder ourselves and gypsum powder because we don't have access to this one. Done. Oops, click on done. All right, and they want cheese and crutches. I don't tend to usually worry about that. I always forget what it is that they wanted. So when we get to mid-autumn, I'll just start to trade at that point, I think. So I'll call the broker in at that stage. The broker can still actually just help move everything in there. Crunch. Okay, so we now should have, I think that's the first time that we've seen crunch. Which means there should be an automatic one of those. There was another memorial down to Syrian. There's crunch. Here we go. Yep, someone's coming in to do that one. We will just watch. And this time we won't screw up with this trading. Somebody come in and do this. All right, so we just go back up at the top again and position that one. So furniture, slabs, there we are, 37 items. We're going to get greedy. It's still early autumn. I think we've still got a bit of time. 20 items to go. Now get the broker requested. Yep, Kuchagrim's there now. 15 items, let's just trade now. Before I do this, I'll just explain why we're doing this and why this is important. If we have a look at this and we hover over this one through here, you'll see that we've got created wealth. Now, a lot of this we're sort of inheriting because we're sort of taking over the old fortress. And this is like one of the triggers we have. This is actually what the fortress is worth in terms of, physical things, what we've mined out, what rooms we've created, what furniture we've put into it, and things like that. So if we have, for example, like the weapons that we've got, the armor and garb, the furniture, other objects, architecture, displayed wealth, and held and worn. So we've got different sorts of things in through there that we end up with the created wealth. This is one of the triggers for sieges. Is just the more that we have in terms of wealth, the better. Imported wealth is really what we end up bringing into the fortress. So we need to also be concerned with that as well, and trying to get that's not as important. But exported wealth is actually very, very important. So before I do that, if I go into here and go into settings, and then go into difficulty, and we can then have a look. I've got it on set to custom at the moment. Actually, that's. Do we want custom settings? I think we tweak this one down a little bit. This is, we made it a little bit hard. Anyway, this is the population of the fortress before a siege will occur. Yeah, so 12 will then sort of do a level 1. Yeah, 3 is a 30. So this is actually, so this is harder than hard. So we have, so level 3 is like a big goblin siege. So when we get up to 30 inhabitants, that's going to be one of the triggers. Another trigger that we have is production wealth in through here, so 2,500. So we can see through here, like at the moment we're running at about 20,000 from that wealth that we have here. No, 12,000. So created wealth is 12,000, which is sort of is the other trigger that we actually have. So if we have a look at the settings, and then the difficulty, and then just go to the custom settings. So the production wealth is essentially that one through there. So again, at level 3 is where we get the full-on goblin sieges. And so 50,000 we need to be having in through there. And then we have the trade triggers. So the trade trigger here is like level 1, to get to a level 1 sort of ambush type thing is going to be 250, 1,250 or 5,000. So we need to actually export that. But it also, I don't know if it shows it in here. It's cavern dwellers. Yeah, and this is actually what the invaders can then go and do as well. This is, I'm not sure if these are the ones that we then need for also for migration waves. There's a migration wave trigger that gets attached to the trade trigger. There's landholder trade triggers as well. It's all very, very complex. And really what it does is it comes down to the trade is essentially how they go back and report to the mountain homes as to how well you're doing. They have to leave the map and then it kicks in. So the exported wealth will be 0 until they actually leave. So even though we're going to go in and trade now, what we'll find is that we can, we'll then actually end up with the various, what am I trying to say through here, when we do the trades, it won't show up until it's gone off, until they've gone off the map. So they have to successfully leave. So even if there's something bad going on outside, we have to still safely get them off the map somehow. So anyway, so the onus is on us to protect the trade caravans when they arrive. Otherwise they report back, and that's why you don't get your migration waves and things. So we'll just keep on going this way. Just queue all of this up. And we can see there that the value that we've actually now got selected is now over the 5,000. So we're going to be trading a lot. So that trade value is going to go very, very high very quickly, which means we're going to be attracting drama to the fortress, but that's what we want. So we've got 5,500. Let's see what else we've got that would be good. Another cat. Grab you. Look, I'll grab all of that as well. We're going to have a lot of stuff we can actually grab in from here. There's a lot of stuff we just don't need. Definitely want to get the. That was actually worth a hell of a lot. I don't know what that's got in it. Just get all the meat. I think we can almost just buy the whole caravan, you know. Stuff's all going to go off. Let's just get it anyway. Thread. Steel greaves. We've just got iron greaves, good quality iron greaves there. I don't, like, again, the trader profit is very, very high, which makes them happy. I will grab the steel greaves just for fun. We still haven't got even close to what they had. Let's just get everything. We don't need the sheets. Yeah, so we've actually got, there's a lot of, they didn't bring as much stuff as I would have liked them to. We've got these gems. Actually, this is now a trader loss. I'll go and get rid of the greaves because we make our own anyway. Oh, there's codices. So I'll throw that one in. I'll just get rid of a few of the other stuff. A few of the other big items. What else do we have that would be... I'll probably just get rid of some of the food in this case. It's just going to go off anyway. They're making a little bit of a profit. It's not enough. I want them to go away happy. So I want them to leave thinking, wow, they were good. Let's get rid of one of those thousands. This has actually now gone to green, which means that they're quite happy with what's going to happen there. I wonder if there's anything else we can get rid of. The cat. Yeah, we'll get rid of the cat. We've got enough with the cats. When this turns green, I'm going to then trade. Gloves, yeah, 500. That's enough. So they're happy with that trader profit. So for them, we're doing lots and lots of trading here. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to get rid of. Now we didn't make all this. A lot of this was made the previous times. We just picked it up off the floor. So we'll just go and trade. And yes, proceed. And so that's now we've now done what we needed to do. I'm just going to go and. Actually, I'll just leave it where everything actually is. No trader request needed at the depot, so we'll just sort of leave that one there. So this is actually now, we've done a successful trade, and so what we'll find though is we still have no exported wealth. So at this point it'll just stay where that is. And we'll just go and double check down in here, wait for this one to be built. And so we're now going to be meeting those triggers to a degree. And we still have a lot of work to do in this fortress. Somebody come and place this. William Chapman will do it. Oh, John O'Dance is now risen as well. So we're going to have, like nearly everyone from the previous fortress is going to be here at some point, being a pain in the ass. There's Crunch still. Yep, so somebody's coming to take that one up. That's okay, we'll just let it go. Okay, Crunch has been put to rest. Now, William Chapman said there was a problem, but there's no problem there, so that's okay. Resmelin has also risen from the grave by the looks of things. Let's just go back and position this next one. So we have place slabs. Still not picking up the bits and pieces that we had here. I now need to start to protect my fortress, so I'm just going to go back up, and at the top here, this is actually at this stage, oh there we go, we've captured a whole lot of badges, so we need to now place them somewhere. We'll go and pop them. I did actually have a zone in here which was going to be up the top of this fortress in here for ultimately this is actually where we're going to have cages of different things. So we'll go and place a group in here, cages of animals, I think. I'll just do an animal cage area there. This will be animals, and just go to custom, and I'll just leave that. I'll just leave that everywhere, actually. So I won't bother with empty cages or empty cage traps. So only the actual whatever we capture. I can make sentient beings down through here as well. I think I will actually do that as a separate one. So again, we just do the accept animals, custom, and in this case, we'll just go back into the mainly it's going to be goblins and things like that we just want to have. So I'll just go none, and I will just make it goblins. What else should there be? I mean, we're going to be able to sort it out anyway, I guess. Goblins and trolls, I think we'll just pop those in there at this stage. So it was just obviously it was like sentient aspect there. I mean, there's a lot of different things. Let's just go back to goblins. God, there's so many different creatures in this game. It's unbelievable. Goblins, and we'll go ogres. Oh. And trolls. Actually, we'll go back up to cobalts. Okay. That'll do us. And really what we should do is just go back. Actually, I could search up the top there. I'll just go back up into this one as well. And just go and click on custom. And goblins, kobolds, ogres, and trolls. That'll do us. Okay, done. So they're done, and then the other side over here, we're just going to have empty cages. Accept animals, custom, none of those, just empty cages there. So when now the cage traps are so much less useful than what they used to be. So they're really just not important anymore. Who's that? Dino Dance. Okay, Dino Dance will be gone fairly soon. Merchants will be leaving soon. Yep, so Dino Dance's memorial has been completed. Did we sort that one out? I should set up all my my initial areas for the fortress actually as well. Just where are we? That is... Just go that way. I think that's Dino Dance. So we're still walking over the dead bodies of the previous fort. Yep, there we go. Put to rest. So our exported wealth is currently 0. Resmelin. So now we need another one for Resmelin. There we go. Working on it now. So we now have a slab in there for Resmelin. So furniture, slab. It's interesting, the jet slab for Serian has gone, which is good. I don't know why where that's gone. It's probably just been thrown away, I would imagine. Just some rubbish. Merchants are now leaving. So the merchants are now heading off. There's a visitor coming in. Got another one. Kuthding is now doing it as well. I'll just wait until we get a few. A lot of ghosts. Okay, Resmelin has now been put to rest. They're still on the left yet. Still just packing up all of their beasts of burden. Okay, so Kuthding's memorial is now being engraved, so let's just go and place that in here. This will be under furniture, slab. Syrians is still there. All right, that's good. So we're up to date there with the ghosts so far. Now let's just go and start to. We're going to have to start to figure out how we're going to fix up the fortress itself. So I've dug out these areas. I need to dig this out as well now, and remove those. I'm going to create like a trap area at the top here for the for the actual, like, to sort of end up with things that are going to be coming into the fortress over the top. So I'm going to put in a stairwell. I'm going to put in a gate that's going to sort of go all the way around here with a drawbridge over the top. There we are. We've sort of now got that one established. So in this case, what we now do is just going to go back into the constructions. One of the new things we now have is the fortified walls, reinforced walls. So I'm going to go and place those along here. I'm going to tell them what I want this one made out of. So this is going to be made out of, so we need to have a base material, and then we need something else. Now, we do have a fair bit of logs. I mean, we could make that for this part of it, just make something a bit different. Let's go with sandpaper logs here. And copper bars. We've got a lot of copper bars. So I'm just going to put them reinforced with copper. So this is going to be wood reinforced with copper. I'm just going to go back up the top to there. This will also then be the sandpaper logs and copper bars. And sandpaper logs again. And copper bars. And I'm actually going to make a... I'm going to make it like this, I think. What I'll do is I'll set up a smallish zone in the middle there, which we just leave open initially. And then we'll fix it up. Deny those for now. Now they've now left. So the exported wealth is around about 3,500 that we've sort of got to. So we're picking up the wealth levels that we've actually got through there. And you see the created wealth is just moving around a little bit as we as things sort of then do change. I'm going to build a way across in the middle here. So I'm just going to go into this side. One thing I could do, I don't want to have the caravans come down through here, I don't think. So we've still got we've still got another year of just of them not arriving in the caravan, so we don't have to deal with that one just yet. So we're just going to go across this way and construct. So constructions, this will be a stair that will then just lead up. Actually, what I might just do is a ramp. So I'll wait until we've got the ramps being built. I'll just go and make that a top priority. Oh, some migrants have arrived. Okay, cool. Got our next group. So where are they? Got a kid. So we won't name the children unless they do something really, really wonderful. So we've got an animal caretaker. Animal caretaker. These are useless. A dog. It's a pet. A child. A herbalist. Some shaggy guy. Looks like battle mode. Animal caretaker there again. These are useless, by the way. Herbalist. Herbalist. Well, that's actually got us a fair few now. We're up to 20. Gee, we're getting close, guys, to actually triggering another big wave of stuff coming. Let's just see if anyone else arrives. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually make those, I'm going to change those animal caretakers largely and put them into our military. We're going to double the size of our military, I think. Yeah, battle mode showed up, says Union ID. He did indeed. Now we have, who was I going, that was going to be, sorry, I'm just looking through the comments here. So Ishibashi, I'll sort of name Ishibashi as one of those. Just as a reward. So we'll go back into the list. So we've got all these different ones now. I'm going to go and grab. I'm going to have to change it. I'm going to name this one Battle Mode. I'm just going to have to do it. It's got to be done, guys. It's got to be done. Geez, it looks like him. Here we are. It's got to be done. All right, so we've got battle mode in there now, so I'll make this one Ishibashi. Actually, who else do we have? Sorry, I'll just go back through my list. So Began we did already. Yeah, we did do Began already, and then we had Red Shirt. So red shirt there. All right, and we'll have another quick look at them as well. So we'll open up the citizen information menu. More herbalists and stuff down through there. So I've got more than enough of what I need. So I'll make this one Ishibashi. I'll just get the spelling right. Because it's around the wrong way. A-I-S-I Bashi. There we go. So Isabashi is back into that side. Union ID has redeemed one as well. Just get that one through there. I think we need to add Began back since the reload. Oh, did we not have Began in there? You might be right, actually. We may have... Yeah, we didn't. That was Began there. All right. Well, Began, you're in as well. Sorry about that. Began and Union ID will have to just be one of the other ones that we've got. So I've got 2 children now in the fortress. Another herbalist there. All right, what I'll do is I'll name that one there. This will be Union ID. Now, we've got a lot of really useless dwarves, which are perfect for our squads. So, position number 4. Beacon. I'll go with some of the new guys, red shirt. So, animal caretakers, we don't... we've got some that aren't named. Battle mode, I'll pop in there as well. Herbalist, Ishibashi, Union ID. We've got 2 more that we can actually add in here. I don't want to put 7. The blacksmith's too valuable. Maybe Serian. The other poet. We've probably got too many already at this stage. No, it should still be okay. We'll just go and throw them in. We'll wait for somebody else to arrive, and then we'll sort of deal with that. So that's going to be our new military. So back to the squad. So we've now got 9 in our military. They need to go and pick up equipment. So if we have a quick look at the squads, go and click on that one through there, go to equipment, and I'll just detect conflicts. No conflicts, that's okay. And I will just go and tell them to go and position themselves just so that they actually get ready to march. This is our upstairs. We are going to need to sort things out. We've got an emu in a cage there. We are going to have to sort of sort this one out as well. In fact, what I'll do is just go and reclaim that. Make sure there's nothing else that needs to be reclaimed around this fortress. That's all good. We've got a bit of a clearing zone. I do need to keep the everything clear around what's going to ultimately be our fortress for a little while. Claiming forbidden items and buildings. Yeah, we're going to need to. We've got a bit of work to do here on this out here actually with what we've got. You can see we've got the start of a wall that was built along here. And we're going to build other parts of the wall over this other side as well. But we'll get to that eventually. Let's just leave all them where they are. All right, so if we just go back in and I'm just going to tell them to go and go to station somewhere at the start here. So we'll just go and tell them that they have a station order here. Hang on. Again, station there, and we'll just watch as they get ready. We should start to see equipment change. There we go. They're grabbing swords. Grabbing weaponry. Hopefully we'll start to sort of see some other equipment come on in here as well. They're not grabbing the like the shields and things. Now there's somebody that's actually gone and gotten shield. This is Sick, okay, the militia commander. So Sick is now fully geared up, which is good. I think we need a catch-all for other armor. That's the originals. I know Began's now dressed up in clothing. Red Shirt's starting to get changed as well. Let's go back to the squads and go back to equipment. Update the equipment and just see if we can actually get other people now sort of dressing properly. See, the things like this steel shield and stuff like this, somebody should be going and grabbing this. I'm not sure why we haven't got those established. We've even got like silver warhammers and things in through here. So picking up that stuff. There's all sorts of different, you know, there's different stuff that we actually need in through here. So there's actually a lot of stuff that's available for us. Let's go back down into this zone here. I'll just create another general armor and general weapons for everything that's not actually part of this. So we'll just go in and grab a except this will be armor. Everything except for steel armor. And another one down in here as well. And this will be everything except for steel and silver armor. Sorry, weapons. Alright, so just leave that as a bit of a catch-all. I don't know if that's what has to happen, whether the other areas just don't have a home at all, but we should be reclaiming all that stuff. It should be what we end up with. It's got badger blood from the first thing. We're starting to see them get a little bit decked out. Yeah, battle mode's only got the steel mace, that's all he's actually picked up. I think they have to get it from a stockpile. There's copper high boots there, you see, so that should actually, again, if we just go back to equipment, just resolve those conflicts, just keep on updating equipment again. Klingzog's now starting to wear steel. Right, the others haven't picked up any of the shields, and there was a lot of shields around the place. Now I'm going to set their, actually no, I need them still working in the fortress. I was going to set them up for just training. So we've got ready, we've got staggered training. I'm going to copy this order, and that should be, where is that one? I'll just pause that for a second. We've got, this is the one that we've got just ready. Staggered training. I'll clear that and then we'll edit it. So staggered training. What are we going to do here? Number of soldiers to follow new order. Let's go with 5. Equip always. Sleep room at will. Sleep barracks at will. Sleep barracks at need. Sleep room at will. I'll just go that way there. So we've got equip orders or equip orders only. I think I'll have it so that they're always equipped, but they'll do the staggered training. See what actually happens in here. What we don't want them to do is to drop their equipment. So we're done editing. So that one should just automatically that should just go off and try. Let me try that again. Minimum of soldiers to follow new order. That should be okay. Let's just unpause that for a second. And we'll just get rid of the station order. Routine is staggered training. Let's just watch what they do. We should get a list of things. So Union ID has become a herbalist. So some of them will train and some of them will actually go off and do their own thing. So 6 of them have gone off to do other things, which means that a few of them have kept doing what they're doing. Let's follow battle mode. He's still got his steel mace. He just doesn't have any other equipment. Red shirt. Is red shirt still on? What's he doing? He's going to go off and store items. Okay, so they're keeping their equipment. In the meantime, there should be a group of them that ends up coming back up the top of the fortress to the training room. Where is it? In here, I would imagine. Let's have a quick look. I don't know why they had minimum of the others. Yeah, they've all got no orders. Oh, these all participate, I guess. Yeah, okay. Minimum 5. Oh. Okay, so that's everyone. I'll just do it that way. And so there should be some of them always coming in to train. All right, if we get attacked now, it's going to be a bit of carnage, I think, with all of these guys, because they're not ready. Blocks there. So these are reinforced walls now. Let's get these doing stuff. Okay, I've got spearmen and stuff. Need flux boulders. Okay, so we're actually out of flux boulders now as well. Okay, we're now early winter. Now the flux boulders we need to go and get are like the chalk. So we'll need to mine more chalk areas. So we will deny that one. Winter is upon us. And if we just pause that for a second. So we've got the, I'm going to ultimately just put an area across the top here so we can walk across in towards this entry. So in this case we're going to, and I'll start to, oh, there's a troll underneath, that's okay. That's fine. Let's go back to F1, back in here. So we're just going to put like a walkway across here. So I'll just go into buildings. This will be constructions, and it's just a ramp. One there. And I do have a couple of chalk blocks. I'll make these out of sandwood pear as well, sand pear wood. There we are. And so this will be sort of like the entrance into the fortress. Do need these to be made top priorities. Good, they're all making these anyway. So people have taken all of these different jobs. There's the first of the walkways up. Now this one, we'll see what actually happens here. I'll just make that a top priority, just see if we end up with that one crashing out again. No one's taken it yet. Now that we've got those two things built, we'll just go across and build another reinforced area through here as well. So constructions, reinforced wall, and this will be out of sand pear logs. We need 2 of those and a copper bar. Richard's got that one. See, nobody can actually get to that one. So I need to, I'm going to take this one down. Just so we can actually reach it. And then this one will then be built, and then we can just add another one back in there. There we are. So that one now should be taken up. Yep, Syrian's now taken that one. And we'll just go and do the same one in here. I just want to get, this has to be reinforced to actually stop the goblins from breaking in easily. And so we're now just going to go back into constructions again, reinforced wall, and back in there as well. So this will be made out of the sand pear logs and copper bars. That's Syrian, that's done, and so we just now have this one done. Need that one established. guys. Make it a top priority, please. Pause just so we just need to go down and get more of the chalk. There's chalk in here. There's a lot of chalk on this layer. Bauxite. We do have chalk there in around here as well. I'll just go and create like a. I don't know why I would need a room here, but I'll just go and make another room in this way somewhere, just so we can get chalk. The bedrooms are also in chalk. Oh, one of our children has been taken by a fey mood. That's Alexic. He's coming up to in a pile of vomit on his way up to the top. Moody Dwarf is claiming a workshop, so it's this kid here. So this is Ziscum. Let's follow this one around. What are you going to do? Craft Dwarf. Okay, so it's now claimed this one through here. It will now go off and start to do different things. So we should see, yeah, that one should start to wander off now. Let's just go back in and just see what actually happens. So picking up a piece of rock and a piece of metal. Metal. Yep, and just now working away. So we don't. There's nothing else that's required there. So that'll be an artifact that will then be created for the fortress. What we'll do is we'll go and make a let's go and make something out of silver here. Add a new task. Silver. Where is it? Display stand is what I'm looking for. I'm not seeing it there. Chains, buckets. That's not it. Okay, so this is a siltstone ring. She offers it to the Painful Deep, which is who we are. We should be able to make... is it furniture? Maybe it's not furniture. Other objects? Silver? Oh yeah, this will be in here. Oops, I right-clicked. Shouldn't have done that. Add new task. Other objects, silver. Where are you? Where are you? Pedestal, there it is. Now hopefully we've got silver bars. Yep, we've got silver bars there. So we'll make that so that we can display that. And we'll go and plan for that. Actually, I'll just leave that one where that is. That's going to be fine. For now, we'll just go and wait. There goes Began. making that silver pedestal, or not beacon, battle mode, sorry. Back in through here. Let's have a look at this thing. Okay, circle with bands of rectangular siltstone cabochons and cushion tetrahedrite cabochons. This object menaces with sparks of tetrahedrite and ruby. Right, I didn't see the ruby come in, but that's okay. All right. So we'll just go back up the top again. Actually, looks like Beacon's now finished. Sorry, Battle Mode is now finished the other bits and pieces. So we'll just go back into here and actually add the pedestal, just as an ornament in this room. So I'll just go and place it down in here somewhere, or maybe over here. Furniture, display, silver pedestal. Yep, Ishibashi is now moving that one in. Rim was saying, was that a ghost running around? Probably. We've had a few of them. There's the one who actually made the thing, and it's actually made the pedestal as well. This is assign new display items. So this is going to be a ring, I think it was. And what was it? There it is. So I'll move that in there so that everyone can actually admire it when they're having their lunch. All right, so we've now built this section up through here. So we have sort of like a big flat area that then where there's a ramp that goes up to this top and then down into the actual fortress. So this is one entrance, and what we're going to do here is going to put a big drawbridge over the top of this. So we're just going to go and build that one now. We have another way out. I'm just going to go and change that just so that we actually have this one now open. Passable. So this is now going to be where we get access outside, and then we're going to have to start to build that as well. But this will be the first thing that's actually going to be taken by the goblins when they do arrive. So we're going to go into constructions. We're going to go into bridges this time. So drawbridges, and we want it to open up. So select the draw direction below, then select the corners of the bridge. And so we want this one, I could go either way, but I think I'll actually have it sort of swing from the bottom here so that it actually swings up and over. So I'm just going to go across and make it like this. And we need 8 materials for this one here. Now we do have different logs. I think I'll just make this one out of logs again. We've got nether cap. Yeah, let's make it out of nether cap. So we'll just do it that way. So this will actually end up being essentially like an airlock, where hopefully when invaders come, we'll be able to then isolate some of them, deal with them a little bit at a time. We then have to go, so that will be something we have to then go and do. This is going to be make that a top priority. So we'll definitely want to get that one done. And up the top here as well, we now need to really start to work on what we're going to be building up the top. So I'm going to, I was going to have like a range of areas. Now, what I had done previously was to just go back into the channel area just to sort of draw what this layout was going to be. I'll do the same thing again. So we'll go back across, and I'll just minimize that one and just make this one into blueprint only mode. So I'm just going to go and draw what I think I need to do here. Do I want to do it here? Maybe I'll do that. Okay. It's too small. I need a trade caravan up the top here. So a trade area. Yes, this is too small. Let's do that again. The trade zone, I'm going to need to have like a front entrance. Well, is that going to be the front? No, that's not going to be the front entrance there. So I'm going to need to have like an area that comes in 1, 2, 3. I think I was going to have 5 and then do the next one. I think that's what we had last time. So I'll go back to the same design that we had last time. So we'll end up over there. 5 in between. Is that going to be big enough? Even that's not really big enough. And then we needed to also then block it off so that we could actually, that is sort of big enough. Maybe we need to just go over a couple more, make it a little bit wider through here, 2 wider. Okay, well we'll start to sort of figure this one out. So we're going to end up with a front area back in through here, and we have to end up building things to really protect what we've got. This is now going to be our big point of weakness in the fortress. Until we've got a lot of building to do here. So have you used Dreamfort? No, I haven't. Sorry, Black Errata. I don't know that one. Can enemies light things on fire? No, it doesn't. They don't light. They have what they do is, if we just go back into settings, difficulty, custom settings, what they end up doing is can break constructed walls, can dig through natural walls, can build floors and stairs themselves, so they can build up to certain areas, and can free creatures in cages. They also can smash open doors now. So yeah, so that's essentially what we're dealing with through here. Just go that way, and I need to have an opening that's 3 wide. So I'm going to leave this opening in here. And then we need another drawbridge there as well. And we'll then just try to sort of figure things out around this, I think. So what I think we'll do is we'll start to, this is where they can break through all this stuff. I need to get rid of these and reconstruct other things. Before we do that, what we might do is, this is not a very important part of the fortress that we actually have through there. Actually, look at all the stuff we've caught already, which is funny. What else have we got down there? Emus. Yeah, that's okay. So we can essentially block it off here. If they come down this zone here, this is going to be sort of like the bottom of the fortress. I'm going to put, I'll actually put back in other walls in here for now. Let's just go and construct that one up. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can actually break open these from underneath. That was something that they could never ever do back in the old game. So I'm sort of half assuming that's going to be the same again here again as well. We'll just go and put in. Gee, I don't have much in the way of rock. A bit of bauxite. Do the same again. I really need to get mining with different groups. They've all done that. Let's just go and start to dig out other rooms. Oops, I want that to be standard now. Just dig this out. I just need rock. So I'm going to build that one up and then put a hatch over here. That will then give me some protection down this way, and hopefully that will be enough to survive whatever's going to come our way. Let's resume construction of those. Having trouble here, aren't they? Alright, that hopefully will be okay. We never got this far over this other side as well. Let's go back to furniture, chests, planning mode, put them at the bottom of the of those. So we need more of those, and doors as well. That'll do us for starters. God, we've got some unhappy dwarves. Some really unhappy dwarves. You need more flux boulders, so I do need to do more mining in different areas. Now with our group, yep, that's okay. Just leave. Actually, that's one thing we didn't do, was to make Kujagrim a miner as well. Okay, we're getting rid of the. It's funny getting rid of some of the stuff in through here. There is, it looks like the shield is now gone. Looks like we may be starting to sort of move stuff in. Let's have a quick look at our military again. And some of them are dressing up correctly. So Began's got problems. So we've got a lot of equipment that needs to be thrown in there. Okay, let's continue on up the top of the fortress. Let's just go and start to build up the actual the surface now, because we now need to get these walls established. These all have to be. These going to be broken down, so I'm just going to go and fix all this stuff up properly. That one also needs to be fixed up. So William Chapman is starting to get the materials here to build this one up. So Go back down into the fortress itself, and this is ultimately going to be where we put the it's midwinter. We still have a bit of time before we need to use this again, but I'll go and put a lever in here in this corner. I'll probably put 2 in actually. So I'll just go in and do traps. No, it's not traps, it is machines. Levers. Put 1 on each side. So use our flux stone. So we've got that one built. Deny that. So William Chapman is now building the bridge. A lot of nether cap logs required. There we go. So we now have a bridge that sort of that's like an airlock. So we now go back down into the fortress again, back down to our levers, and we're just going to change this one here to link the lever to that bridge. Do it now. There we are. Okay, so that's that was Kujagrim, I think. Yep, and this one now should have a mechanism. Yep, siltstone mechanism. Let's just go across and follow Kujagrim down. Another mechanism, and connect it there. So this one now is the nether cap. So this is going to be the nether cap bridge. So we'll just go and rename it. Nether cap bridge, and we're going to pull that lever now. So we're just going to go and pull the lever. Do it now. Great. Zickham has actually been doing a lot of work here. If we just go back up the top again, F1, and open this one up, bang, up she goes. So that's now ready to close. That's going to be the first element that we have that's going to be for protection of that part of the fortress. So I'll leave that one where that is. Now they can still dig down below this, but so we may have to ultimately go down and put more walls down underneath this, but we'll see how we go. For everything. Hopefully we'll be able to sort of drip feed units in and out of this particular bridge to try different things. Now up the top here, we now have to really make sure that we do this on correctly. So we've got a bit of work to do. We'll start by building the microline edges in through here. So we're just going to go into constructions, reinforced wall. Across there, this is going to be microline blocks. Need 6 of those, and copper bars. Another one there. Microline blocks and copper bars. Another one there. Microline blocks and copper bars. Then we're going to. We do need to build all the way around this particular area, so I'm just going to go and I'll just build normal walls in some areas, but let's just go and build the internal, external. I'm not sure which way we should do this. Let's just build the internals out to here. All and all. Let's get these done. We've got enough, actually. We've got enough to do all this. So we might as well build it properly. We're going to need to get rid of these other traps. We need to go down into here and build out to there. Microline blocks. Where are you? We need to dig this away. And both of those away as well. And I'm pretty better off actually digging all of this out. Oh, hang on, that's not what I wanted to do. Ignore that. We dig a channel there so that it comes up into the actual bridge itself. All right, and then we're still going to build microline blocks in around here as well. Reinforce wall. Okay, this is good. So a lot of these blocks had been built before with the previous fortress. And we do need to build, well, we're going to have to build a floor out through here as well. I'll just make this out of wood. Now, we've got a few weaknesses in here. But again, we can abandon the top of the fortress initially until we actually really have it built properly. But we do need to get a flooring out this way, just so we can actually keep on building the rest of what we need up through this other side. So we'll just go and build a floor. That's 7 chestnuts, pear wood, that'll do. All right, unpause. So we're just chopping our way through there. So this is now a ramp that then comes up into the actual fortress itself. These can now have the microline added, microline blocks, the reinforced blocks added in here as well. And we're nearly there now. Yep, so we're nearly at the end now with the microline. So just wanted to keep it all fairly consistent. We'll let them start to build all this up. I'll just go and see if we've actually got the micro. We do need to keep on mining actually to just get more microline. dolomite. Yeah, this is the microline area. So I'm going to build just more big storage areas into here, just mine out big areas. Let's go that way. It's dolomite. Let's leave that there, that'll be okay. They're not training at this stage. Just what I wanted to check was, are they building what we need them to be building? There's a lot of blocks down there which they have to bring up to the top. So we can see how we're going with our units. They're looking better now. They're starting to now get equipment, which is good. So Syrian and Union ID are starting to sort of pick up equipment now. Battle mode's starting to get a little bit better. Core's looking big, and we can't see them there, but I'm assuming that they're actually going to be all right as well. Have a quick look at the equipment. Yeah, this is getting better and better. So we now actually are having shields on most of the units. And slowly I'll just detect the conflicts, try to resolve them. Now they should also be building leather backpacks and stuff. There's water skins and things there. They'll get there eventually. Resume construction. That's been done. Good. And we'll just see if we can get a few, like these other outer walls done. I've only got 5 blocks, forget that. I'll just wait till I've got more blocks. So this is going to be just in a state of flux while we try to get everything sorted. We've got until the next autumn to try to get all this done. I can just build that bit of wall there. Alright, so they're working nicely there. This is where we expect the first attack to come in, hopefully. not this one up in here. But maybe it will. It depends on which direction they come in, I guess. The previous attack came from the north. They're all building madly, which is good. Still no one training as such. It's now late winter. And I have sort of running out of time here, guys, so I'm going to have to probably call it quits here. What have we got happening there? Stray rooster, what are you doing out there? Pool of giant bat blood. I'm not sure when that occurred. Must have only happened fairly recently, I'm guessing. Okay, I've got a little bit of fluxstone in through here as well. That's now been set up, which is good. So we should be able to now lock this down. They can still dig through the walls, but I don't think I can do it all that readily. And then we'll then just try to sort of have other ways of doing things by that stage. So I'm not sure how we're going to go when the next siege does come, but hopefully we'll be in a better position. So next episode, or next time we do this, this is good. We're starting to now pick up the bits and pieces. It looks like they are bringing the better equipment now inside. We've also got animals in here, which I don't want. I'm just going to go into the view stockpile, custom, animals. We don't need any of this, so just none of that. Just so we can sort of move them over. All right, so that still should give us a way of sort of protecting what we're doing here for a little bit. All right, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, right, call it quit right before we die again. Well, I'm not sure what's going to happen next in terms of the. We don't have enough population. We need 10 more to trigger a goblin siege, but there should be other things coming, I would guess, in the meantime. So at least we should be able to test what we've got a little bit in the lead up to whatever's going to come our way up the top here. We can start to sort of then think of other ways of building traps to actually combat the goblins when they do come. So we've got these reinforced things can't really be broken through. So so these actually will be secure. We just have to figure out ways of building the rest of the fortress. Even like a drawbridge here, for example. I'm going to have to sort of. There's a lot of work to do. A hell of a lot of work to do. So. So Aaron's saying, any advice on how to deal with IKEA nuisances? Yeah, just build traps. That's how we've sort of been dealing with the stuff. IKEAs, do they fly? They just walk around, don't they? Because we've captured emus and stuff, so if you just have traps, you can then sort of deal with them a little bit. Anyway, guys, going to leave it there, so thanks for watching. I will catch you next time.